Hello and welcome to the workshop video of our ASD subject. This video is a part 2 video for the demo of creating a DevOps pipeline using error pipelines, and the instruction will be mostly from the module in MS Learn named create a build pipeline with error pipelines. You can see the links in our slides. So we have already set up the Visual Studio and run the sample applications and also connect it to GitHub. So in this video, we'll start from this set up your error DevOps environment. So firstly, you need to sign in your DevOps account. I have signed in, and then we'll use a template for this demo. So just click on run the template, and this will get to the error DevOps demo generated. It actually contains a lot of different templates. If you are interested, please browse the demo generator. It might be useful to your own project. So I sign in, I can put the names, new project name like Space Game, organization. That's my own organization. You will know how to create organization from our previous videos, and just select your own organization in your own DevOps account. You can see this is by default the template. We click that previous link, and you can also see different templates from the Microsoft error template generator. You can see different type of project. I strongly recommend you actually try to browse these demos before you start to build your own project, and you can get some examples. For example, there are general demos and also demos for the DevOps labs, and also for demos for MS Learn, which we are currently using, and then also some demos from error community. Okay, that's very useful information. And then you can create project. So it will create the project using this template into your own error DevOps account. Okay. Now the process has been finished. We can now navigate to our project. So you can see we have been redirected to the project named Space Game Web Pipeline. So it's a demo to show you how to set up the pipeline. Okay. Before we actually start working with the pipeline, remember last time we talked about the boards. Boards actually show you some items. And in practice, when you actually start to work with your project, when you set up the pipeline, you want to make sure that you actually also record the actions and changes in your planning part, which is the error boards. For example, here we are trying to build up the pipeline, or you can kind of call it to this feature, stabilize the build server. So you can assign it to myself maybe, and then because we are now doing this, you can drag it to the doing column. So it shows that we are doing this, and after you finish the pipeline setup, you can move it to done. It will record your work. Okay. Now we have finished this planning change, and now we can work with our pipeline. So create the pipelines, and we don't have any pipeline yet. Now we can create the pipeline. Okay. And we can connect to our GitHub because that's where our code exists, because there is currently no code in this project yet. So let's connect to our GitHub. Okay, and authorize. As I have just logged into my GitHub account in this tip, so it automatically directs me to this directory and told me to select the repository. This is exactly the repository I just used for this sample example. Okay, keep in mind, if you have multiple GitHub accounts, you must sign in the one you want to connect exactly in the same browser, so it will directly connect to that GitHub account. Okay, select this one. Approve and install, so it will allow you to actually using these pipelines. Okay, ask me to sign in again. Okay. Now we need to configure our pipeline to select the core. So basically you set up what kind of machine or what kind of environment you want to use to build your application. So here we will select ASP.NET Core because this is a .NET application. Okay. And then at the last step, it will show us a pipeline YAML file. YAML basically is a data serialization language, which shows you the configuration of the pipeline. The one we currently see here is just a very basic configuration YAML file automatically generated by our pipelines according to your application tab and the core you just selected, for example, the ASP.NET Core. Okay, now we can save and run. And just save and run. And we can go to jobs and to see how the job will be run. Normally you actually need to wait for a while before the job can actually start it, because what happened is that Microsoft Azure need to prepare the environment for your application to run, and then it queue your task among all the tasks they received, and then when it's your turn you can run your application. Okay, you can see the whole process. Actually use Visual Studio to build your application and then do some tests. Okay, now it's finished. And normally you will receive a notification with the job is finished in your email. Now we have verified that our build pipeline is working, so we can start to add more build tasks to actually making our DevOps pipeline running. Okay, let's go back to the VS command window. Now go to the git bash terminal. Okay. First of all, we just try to pull the latest code from the main repository. Okay, we already got that. In order to separate the environment of build and the original code, we want to create a branch named build pipeline. Okay, run this command. Okay, now we have created a new pipeline, new branch. Next, we can go to the YAML file. This is the original file automatically created by Error DevOps, and now we can change it to a more detailed version. You can get this file from the MS Learn instructions. Okay, you can see clearly that in the YAML file it actually describes most of the contents we have talked about in the DevOps video, error pipelines video. So you can see we have poll, which describes the environment. We have trigger, we have steps, we have task, and also we have script, etc. Okay, so for more details, please carefully read the instructions in MS Learn. Okay, now we can save this file and then run some other commands. Actually push these changes. So this change is called add build task. Okay. This action will push the branch to GitHub triggers and triggers the build process in error pipelines. Now we can go to check our error pipelines. Okay, pipelines, and select runs. And in your pipeline panels, you can now see another build, and wait for some time. It will be successful. Okay. So this is a runs you just create using the branch of build pipeline, and it's now finished. So this means that our build pipeline has been very successfully implemented. At this moment, we still cannot see the result of the build. Currently, the output of the build remains on the temporary build server, and now we can add one more step to actually generate the output or publish the build to the pipeline. Go back to our Visual Studio and revise the YAML file again. And you can see that we have added something here called publish the project and publish build to artifacts. Once we run this and push it to the GitHub, it will trigger another round of build and automatically generate the build result. Okay, just commit this change and push it again. go back to the error pipelines, and then you can find the new task we just upload, and click on that. You can find there's one published item. So this is a zip file, actually contains all the build apps and its dependencies. So you can use these zip apps to actually deploy your project. You can download this zip to your computer and explore its content as you like. Okay, so this is the end of this demo. We have shown you how to set up the pipelines to actually build your application and generate the output. Please feel free to explore by yourself, and also think about how to implement this whole process into your own project. Thanks for watching. See you next time.